Morning, guys. So shit has come up and I didn't get the workouts posted like I wanted to, but I will try to do that this evening. I got caught up on homework and stuff, so I should have time. Kind of just had an experience this morning, I kind of wanted to take a minute. So basically, I have been trying to do a 1-minute plank, and for a while now, and I haven't been able to do it. You know, I give up after like 10, or I've made it to 20 once, but I've never done the full minute. Well, I took a little piece of my own advice and I thought about it differently. Instead of just giving up like I've always done, I thought, I took a little bit of piece of advice from my husband too. He says, if you can't do a minute, do 10 minutes. You told me at one point to do what I can do until I can build it up. So ironically, I took my own advice. I did a 15-second, and still up, I did another 15 seconds. I did, without taking a break, I did 30 seconds. And then I took a small break, then I stood back up and got another 15 done. Basically, you look at the same problem that you have at a different light, which is easier to teach than it is to actually fucking do. You know? It's easy to tell someone else, look at something at a different angle, because you are looking at their problem at a different angle. And it's easy to discuss doing something like that because you can't, when discussing it with somebody, you can see it from a different angle because you're discussing it, and you can see it from their viewpoint. But to live that life, I understand it's hard. Trust me, I fight with myself more than I fight with anybody else. Which is kind of amazing because I fight with my husband a lot. But it's not even fighting with my husband. And I try to tell him that he doesn't understand. That he thinks that I attack him, and it's not about attacking him. It's about fighting with myself. But I'm so used to having my fist up in any kind of a fight that I take that time that I'm fighting with him, and all I see isn't him. I don't see him. I see me. Like for that moment that I just stop and realize, oh fuck, I'm fighting him. By then it's too late, and the words that you say when you're in a fight that damage other people have already been said, but you're not fighting them, you're fighting yourself. You just don't know it because you don't even hear what they're saying, you hear what you're saying. And you're fighting the words that are coming out of in your head, not what they're saying. So if you actually heard what they were saying, you'd hear the fact that they're saying, please stop. I don't want to fight. The words that you're saying are hurting me. And so on and so forth. So, really, looking at life the way I've been looking at it, it's been kind of fucked up. And I thank God for him every day, and he doesn't know why. It's because he puts up with my dumb ass. Like I said, it's not easy to really look at life in a different light, because the only angle you got is yours, and yours is so freaking distorted because of all the shit you've been through. That it is truly very hard to look at it at a different lens, but you have to. I mean, in order to get anywhere different than what you've always gotten to, you got to look at it through a different lens. And y'all, I'm struggling just with you, trust me. I help my husband get to where he wants to physically, and I struggle with it myself. Because it's like I can teach it, but it's hard because I can't teach myself, because I cannot look through that new lens. I can teach it. I can teach someone else to look at that lens and say, this is how you need to do it. But for me to do it, it is difficult. You know, to quote my husband, I'm not perfect. And I fuck up an awful lot. But I will not give up. I will not give up because I know deep down that this shit works. It's kind of like my hands and the B12. To be quite honest and to be as open with you as I have ever been, I doubt the shit that I learned. Not because of the shit that I learned. Like, the B vitamins do cause rashes, and they do cause the skin to itch like ungodly amounts. And they cause these little red bumps all over your fucking skin that just... which I don't really like that much. It's like the measles, but it's not. And it does cause your skin to peel. And with enough of it, it makes your skin so sensitive that, you know, it does what mine has done. Now, the downfall with what my skin has done is I went to a doctor. Well, I waited too damn long to go to the damn doctor, as I always have, because I can't stand going to the fucking doctor. And then my dumb ass goes to the wrong doctor, apparently. You know, where they don't talk to me, they just say, oh, I know what it is, here you go. And I do what I didn't do. I didn't ask questions, and apparently I did ask questions, but I didn't ask them in the way that she understood me. Or I asked them with a tone, because I hate doctors, that they got defensive instead of helpful. Not really quite sure of the situation with that. But when I went in the second time to be nice, I still didn't get any answers. So I'm not really sure if it was me or if it was just the fact that my primary care fucked up with this doctor. Not sure. Well, with that being said, I took something that did not have the issue with my skin, but did cause another issue. Because if you take something not for what you have, if you take something for a symptom and you don't have that problem, it will cause other issues. And that cream that I took made my skin burn. You explain this to the situation, and they don't hear that. Because even doctors hear what they want to hear. So, I try to go on this kick where I'm not taking B12. And with school starting, it's hard. So I falter. And my skin itches. My husband's screaming at me because I'm taking the B12 to keep my ass awake so I can go to school, plus go to work, plus take care of everything else. So basically, I'm taking everything I've taught you within the last year and throwing it out the window because I know better. It's not that I knew better. It's not that I don't know. It's not that I know better. It's the fact that living what you teach is fucking hard. Hence why a parent will sit there and say, don't smoke, don't drink, with a Marlboro and a Bud Light in their hand. Because they know what it's doing to them. You know, all my life I never wanted to be a hypocrite, but I've spent my life being one. And I think everyone does to a degree. So for that, I do apologize with you guys. For that, I really, truly do apologize, and I will get better. Because I have been hypocritical. But the thing is I know in my heart it was the B12. Because when I stopped taking it for 4 days, and I took a half of a half, the little red marks are starting to go away, and the skin stopped peeling as much. So I'm sitting here in my head, how can I stay the fuck awake? Because I've got so many things in my head, and I know it's diet, exercise, and sleep, but when you have so many things going on in your head at 10 o'clock at night, I can't shut that off. So, and the only two things that I can think of, and what I've researched, is basically natural caffeine or B12. Well, obviously because of fucking my diet and the fact that I'm increasing everything that's B vitamin in my system already, we need to back that fuck off. So, I did a little bit more local research, and you have the green coffee bean, matcha green tea, which, so, I think if I try the green tea extract, because I'm just not in the mood to drink green tea anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, I made it, but I haven't drank really any of it. So, not really sure. So we're going to try it in pill form, and then there's the Organifi, which I looked again just to double check that it doesn't really have any B12 vitamins in it. It's not any supplemental B vitamins that have been added to it. So, thinking this week we'll go back to doing that. But I did want to take the time, guys, to apologize for basically being a hypocrite. And teaching this thing and telling y'all thing that it works. Telling my husband who's lived it, and it's worked for him. So, the process works, guys. It really does. And if you ever come across to meet my husband, you'll see it. That the shit works. I just gotta pull my head out my ass and start living what I preach. So, for everybody, including my husband, which I know he listens to this, my apologies. Love y'all. God bless. And we will keep pushing through until we get it right. Love y'all.